everyone. Welcome to your second session of EXP, probably the third episode now, I guess, of this group's campaign for our viewers as well. I'm here today, Anna Borgowski, the GM of this group here. Today, I'll go in the order of my screen. I have Landon.
Hello.
Xander.
Greetings.
Taylor.
Hey guys.
Katie.
Yo.
And Alex. Yeah, and like I said, we're here for our next session, third episode for you guys, since we are splitting these into our into two halves. So you all, that music is really loud. So
Lots
you all
of crows.
Yeah, it was in my ears. So you all will have two episodes per session for us. All right, so without further ado, I guess we'll get into this first half of our session. The last time we met our adventurers, they were enjoying a day of intrigue. Braynar was hosting the Festival of the Gods, a yearly gathering of those who are devout followers, curious commoners, and avid hobbyists of the realms of the gods. Most prominently displaying one being the Grandfather, the head of the Pantheon and most widely followed in Mizani. Followers of the Grandfather within the walls of the Timeless Administration have spent weeks preparing the city for the influx of people who arrive. They set up booths, assist in building games, and spread the good word of the Grandfather to all who will listen. Representatives of the other children gods also flock to their booths for this multi-day festival. The champion churches seemed to all be represented here. The Udar Sanctuary, Tephanism, Phosphanism, the Pool of Haljun, Oratory Cave of Avian, the Mountain Altar of Ranir, the Church of Hubris, which that was when we said was Plur, Sanctum of the Sea for Vagon Huavani, and Rhodism. There was even a child's play area for Sochos, the young god that everyone has heard a handful of the same tales of, unfortunately unable to make more because his life was cut short. The original 6, their parents, were not represented per tradition. With your eyes all drearily open to view the bright morning sun rays clipping through the thin curtains of your room, the smell of fluffy pancakes and warm butter wafts up the stairs and under the small cracks at the bottom of your doors as your ears begin to process the sound of kids running down the streets. A morning that has come to feel all too familiar, as you've now lived it twice. Our adventurers were able to save an elder, sweet elvish lady named Pepper from falling off her roof while trying to fix a sign on the festival grounds, who then told you she'd seen a bit of a spat outside of a cloak shop and found that the established parade route seemed to be paradeless. They then acquired some fresh ingredients from local vendors, fish, vegetables, etc., and played some log games before they heard a growl from the small forest behind their games that reached the other side of the festival. And with a crunch and snap of branches and screaming of attendees, I ask you all, what would you like to do?
I climb out of the water as I've been as I've fallen in from rolling on a log. Oh, wow! What was that? More people are screaming.
Here, hold this. I throw the fish
I
just throw it onto Morgan and start flying.
Careful with that.
My spine crumples. Oh!
Hop off the log.
Lift with your legs.
Oh, okay.
I need that drawing of like soda can crushed Morgan.
Yeah.
Just got a victory.
So you take off towards the screaming, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Okay, you take off towards the screaming, and it seems to be around this sort of small area of forest that you can't really see directly through, but you take off. There's a pathway that leads you kind of through the forest, like if you've ever been to like Renaissance Festival and go through like one large parking area to the next one, like through that little forest area. kind of brings you through to this next section of the grounds here, and it opens up into what looks like a stage off to your right, with a open sort of field. People seem to be like in different blankets and hanging out, that sort of thing. Various lights going down this pathway in front of you that lead down to what look like a chaotic scene of people running around these different other booths towards the end that go across the street from you guys. What would you like to do as you enter this sort of area?
I'm gonna fly upward and try to get a bit of an aerial view.
Okay, you fly up. I'll say, go ahead and give me, I'm still getting used to these, an instinct roll to perceive and sense.
I got a 16, 17, 18 with hope.
An 18 with hope. So you take a hope, and then an 18. All right, here, why don't I show you guys? If you'll head to Owlbear Rodeo,
Oh.
we'll open up this new scene here. And you guys can see at the very top, we have our group of adventurers all next to each other. You can see your tokens. I'll take a second real quick and assign them to you all. Let's see.
This is Aurelia's literal POV right now.
Yeah, this is what Aurelia is seeing in the sky.
Wow.
Like,
Uh,
wow,
There's
goals
a lot
me.
going on here.
Døden and Morgen. All right.
Oh,
Is it
awesome.
really?
So you guys should be able to move your characters now. Yes, and at the bottom around, you just kind of see all these other, festival goers walking around. That's what all those little orange circle people are. Just other festival goers, various booth owners, etc. And with an 18, you see what looks like 3 creatures. One larger than the other 2 here. One made of giant clumps of rock and metal kind of bent attached to it, next to another more pointed, jagged sort of rock construct. All just seems to be attacking this one booth, kind of eating things, and I don't know why the music is doing this. Eating things and chomping on the things at the booth. And you see all these festival goers rushing away, screaming. What would you guys like to do?
So I'm gonna fly down, relay what's happening, and be like, guys, do we want to go in, and do we have a strat that we want to go in with?
Evandris is already flown halfway.
All
We
right.
should go in and kill them before they kill anybody.
As soon as I say, so there's like 3 monsters over there.
He
Evandris is gone.
He smiled the whole way. He's like weaving around.
Like, I guess we're going in.
Yeah, you see some of the different festival goers trying to run their way away as you guys run up. So I guess we're going to start moving into combat.
I'm gonna run up to one of these festival goers and give them the large fish and said, "Hold this, I'll be right back."
You see this like halfling individual that you walk up to, go what, and like just catch the fish. You think it kind of squishes them for a second before you see little legs push it up and go. I got
Right,
it."
I did drop it on them from 3 feet higher than them.
So, yeah, for a second you think that you've killed this halfling before you see the little legs come up and go, I got it.
Yes, you have.
So
Cool.
I'll mark
Nice.
this one real quick as the one
Okay.
with the fish.
Beesh.
I'd like to.
This one will be purple.
At first, I thought that all the townsfolk were just like a bunch of monsters that we had to fight, and I was like, oh my
Whoa.
god.
No,
Oh
we
my
could've
God.
done
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, opportunity. I have a hard time with colors, so if I ask, "What's orange?"
Fair.
But I know what orange is. I can see it, but tougher on
There's
those screens. But it's not going to be too big of an issue.
Yeah.
all right. Sounds good.
As long as you can read the words "jagged rock construct."
I can
Yeah.
read
The big
jagged
scary
line.
picture.
And I'll say this one has the fish on the one that has the fish.
Amazing. This one has the.
So now we can keep track of the fish. Yes, but yeah, so down here I can use our little pointer. Down here, is
I
where our
accidentally hit the
monsters
wrong
are.
button, and I think I unassigned myself to my character.
Okay. No problem. So, Aurelia. No, it says that I think you're owner of that one.
Oh, well, it was not moving. Oh,
Oh,
now
no.
it is. Okay. Never mind. I'm sorry.
All right. Oh, my grandparents are calling. They're gonna have to wait. Yeah, so
Love
we've
the
moved into
cast.
combat. For those of you that are now watching and don't know exactly how Daggerheart combat works, I think we'll, I'll link something in the bottom, but we're gonna just kind of run through it. These guys, there's no set initiative or anything like that. We just kind of roll into it because it's more story driven. So as you feel things fit for your character reacting or things like that, they get to just keep going. And I have a certain number of fear compared to their hope that I get to use against them, which can interrupt their flow if they get in a pretty good kill streak. Or I can change some beats of the story with as they collect hope as they do things. So yeah, it starts off with you guys. I think Aurelia, you said you were flying down to do something as Evandris was
I flew
rushing down the
down to
street.
relay what went on, and I'm running in with everybody like normal.
All right. So yeah, that's the other thing. I think movement. So yes, movement specifically is very free as well. You can move. I believe it's close. It's very close, close, and then far, very far. So if you go up too far, you should be fine. If you want to go far or further, you have to make an agility roll to see if you get there. So let's see, we have distance measures too, so you can check how many inches that is. So like, I believe far is the length of a piece of paper, so 11 inches. If you go 11 inches, you'll have to make an athletics roll. But running down this first pathway, I'll say, is you're all good to get there. But now that we've reached this lower section here, we're gonna utilize these measures that we have.
Does Elret want to come join us?
How'd I get over there?
Elret is terrified. She has a bag of parsnips in one hand and her cast iron in the other.
I would,
Right.
Evandris sees the biggest rock construct, and it hasn't said a word, just smiling and wants to cast throw hands.
All right.
Like,
So
if
wanna
he's close
start us
enough to
off?
do it without an agility.
yeah, so these are our bad guys right here. Also, I can do some red rings around them, which I know you said colors is difficult, but
Well, I'll simply just ask it, bud.
all right. Sorry. Perfect. Yeah, you're within that distance.
All right. Choose new dice today.
Oh,
They're equal weight, so probably if they shouldn't. I didn't choose like one metal and one plastic like I did last time. So we'll see. That is not great. 10, 12, unfortunate with hope.
12 on big guy or little guy?
On the biggest one, yeah.
On the biggest one, 12 just misses.
Oh,
I have a question.
Yes.
Are these two little guys very close to the big guy? Very close?
The very close distance.
Very close. It says 2 to 3 inches on the thing.
Yeah, it is about 2 inches.
Okay, am I far or do I need to get further?
Oh, are you trying to be further?
I'm trying to be far.
It's
I
2 to
believe-
3, 5 to 6, 11 to 12.
Okay.
For very close, close, far. Just found it.
Cool.
So far is the 11.
Far as 11 to 12, yeah.
Okay. So you're about 9 right now, so you need to back up a little bit.
I'm gonna back up a little bit. And then I'm going to
Now you're about
cast
12.
I'm gonna do Vicious Entangle, so I have to make a spellcast roll against a target within far range. On a success, Roots and Vines reach out and temporarily restrain them, dealing 1d8 plus 1 physical damage, and then I can spend a hope to restrain any enemies very close to the target as well.
Okay.
The
So
spellcast roll is just a normal d12s.
yes, it is your same duality roll, and then you should add whatever it says for your spell.
Well, I got an 11 and a 12 on the dice.
Oh shit.
So,
Damn.
25.
Okay.
Yeah, that hits.
And that means I'm going to spend a hope and restrain all of them. And I deal out 1d8 plus 1 physical damage. I'm not sure if that's each or not, though.
Well, okay, it said it goes for the things around it too, or that it's just held things around it.
I think it just holds the ones around it, but the big guy gets
Okay.
the damage.
All right.
I got a 5 points of
5. All right. What does it look like as you cast this magic towards this creature eating this meat stand? You see this like terrified, booth owner standing behind it, just sort of trying to find a way out on the other side of the tent.
I shoot through my magical hand rune. It glows gold, and then maleficent vines come up, like the thorny vines, and come up and just restrain these guys all back, and they're all kind of stuck together in the same conglomerate of thorn vine.
All right. So let's see. I'm trying to see if I have do status. I think this is the only status. So we'll do green for restrained by vines.
Well done.
Very cool. All right. Who's next?
What does the restrained by vines do for people attacking them? Like, does this give us anything? I don't remember that in the spell description.
Okay. Let me see. Restrained. The restrained condition. You can't move until this condition is cleared, but you can still take actions from your current position.
Okay, so it doesn't like help us specifically for attacking them. It makes it
I don't
worse
think
for
so.
them. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
they just can't move out of it. So I guess it's like.
But
they
like
can't
after you're done
leave if they-
attacking, back up.
Yeah, because then they can't move.
Yeah.
Could I say I was went for the punch, missed, and then like kind of twirled hot, like a little out of the.
Sure.
Yeah.
So does that also apply then to the big guy, your vines? Or just the two near?
It's all of them.
Okay. And they don't have to make a save for that?
Honestly, I did my spellcast roll, and it
Okay.
was a 25.
Yep. Awesome. Sounds good.
If that doesn't succeed, then I'm very concerned.
No.
I'm assuming the rock metal construct looks
Does it
the
matter if it's with
scariest.
hope or with fear?
If it's with hope, you gain hope. If it's with fear, I gain fear. So
Okay, well, it was with hope.
And I
okay,
think,
so you take a hope.
I think when you get fear, I think Anna gets to go next. So. hope is
Yeah,
Yes.
because
Oh.
it like ends
That's the
the.
other thing.
It was
the
with
streak.
hope.
Yeah. So you guys keep going.
Also, while we're on that, hope rolls on attack rolls. You get the hope when.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe so.
Just quick point of thank you. I want to make sure I was right. I had the right
Yeah.
amount of hope.
Also,
Very
this,
good.
like, I have the music on, like, as low as it can go, and it's still, like, almost louder than people talking. That's something you can fix.
Mine's
Is
pretty
this
soft.
any better? There's also there's the personal slider for sound.
Oh, I
On
did the
there.
personal slider all the way down.
Okay.
That's better, thank you.
You would do that. Is that any better? You got it super low.
That's a lot better.
All right. Who's up next?
Yeah, I'm assuming the rock metal construct is the scariest looking one, right? Being that it's
Yes.
the biggest.
This seems to just
circle.
It's got the jagged sort of rocks that the other two have, but also larger rock sections and like jagged metal pieces that seem to attach to it.
Mm.
So definitely the grossest.
He's probably gonna try for that. On the chance that it might get the other ones to stand down a little bit. If it's chomping down on the meat, he wants to like. Døden's gonna go in, staff on the meat, and then kind of flip it around and go straight through, trying to make a little kebab out of both of them.
Oh, sick.
Which Might not work, but we're gonna try.
All right.
Almost opened with a crit again. That's a 11 or 13 with hope.
13 just hits.
Just hits. All right.
So take a hope as well.
And I would like to, with that description of outmaneuvering them, I have the battle strategist thing. After a successful attack roll, you can describe how you outmaneuver your target, then mark a stress to deal them a stress. So I am going to do that as he just like exudes an aura of fear looking at them, poking his head over their shoulder. For the damage though, that's 8
6.
total damage.
8 damage. All right. You said you smack down on the meat. You do like pick up a piece of the meat and skewer it on him?
Yeah,
or...
so it's staff or it's hand, staff, meat, or multiple meats, and then rock metal construct.
Nice. Almost like you're sticking it into like a hot coal or something. Just you kind of hear it go as it hits the side of it. That's awesome. Very cool. Who is next?
All right.
You guys are still going.
Morgan's gonna hide back in the shade here, and kind of address the situation nervously, not taking any initiative, but is feeling warmth coming from their stick. So they're gonna take their stick out and kind of hesitantly hold it, but feel some vibrations from it. And I'm just gonna oh, okay, and just like hurl it like a javelin at the rock/metal construct.
Okay, the big boy.
Yeah, and I can use my spirit weapon and fly it to strike an enemy within close range. So I'm 5 inches away, which I think is close range. Or am I? I'm 7. So
Big boy's like 7, yeah.
I'll take a step forward out of the shadow.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack.
All right. Cool. Additions. 19 with hope.
19 with hope hits.
All right.
You're so much more hopeful than last time.
Yes. That's 9 damage.
9 damage. All right.
Where's the fish?
I gave it to a worthy wielder. Don't worry.
You turn around and just see like the giant fish and 2 little feet underneath it in the
They're doing
center.
magnificently.
So proud of them.
Great. I hurl my stick, and it appears to go much faster than it should, assuming my build. It just like just zooms into this rock.
Right next to the skewer, you guys kind of both like two toothpicks go right into it right around the same time. Yeah. So do you want to just does it stay there? Does it return immediately to you, or?
I'm gonna have it if it whatever. How damaged does it look after that attack?
It looks rather hurt. You guys have been really getting into it. Yeah.
Cool. I'm actually. On my spirit weapon, it says I can mark a stress to an attack an additional target in range with the same attack roll. So I'm gonna do that and mark a stress to have it like, as it like kind of just like maybe makes a little crack in there. It sort of magically like is magnetically attracted to like the other one that's a little closer to me and hit it with the same attack roll. So it'll take 9 damage if that attack roll also hits.
Oh boy. All right. So what was it? The jagged number 1 or jagged number 2?
Number 1.
All right. I'm just realizing now. Constructs number 2. Okay, now they're labeled with numbers. All right. So are you rolling a new one for this?
It says mark a stress to target.
Oh, it just applies?
It says with the same attack roll.
Okay, which one? I'm sorry, again, what were you going for?
Construct 1.
1. Okay. And you got a what? It
was a 19 to
19?
hit.
Okay. That hits as well. So that one takes 9 as well.
Cool.
Jeez. Woo!
Yeah. I do get more stressed out that I did that. I was like, Whoa! Didn't expect that to happen.
Good throw.
No, thank you.
Right.
Okay.
Elret is feeling pretty empowered watching her friends tear into these things, so she is going to kind of slowly walk up behind where she sees Aurelia and then slowly pick up speed running full for Jagged Rock Construct 1. I don't know if there's a specific time that I'll need to get to him, or can I just go?
So if you're moving, you started from back there. So if you want to get all the way over there, you'll need to make an agility check to get right next to him.
You're like, let's go, Elret!
I mean, I'll say it's easy enough. If you beat like a 12, you'll get there no problem because you're just kind of running up some cobblestone.
It's a 12.
You got a 12?
Yeah.
Nice, perfect. I'll say you catch, the occasional person running by on their way out, but you're able to kind of duck and weave and move out of the way, and you get there, no problem.
Yeah, I see this nasty looking thing, and I kind of get really, really angry about how he's tearing into this beautiful little stand that clearly loves this meat that he's selling. And in my rage, I lift up my frying pan and smack him as hard as I can.
All right, good. Make an attack.
I would like to use a special skill, tell that to my frying pan on the hit, if that's okay.
Sure.
21.
With hope or fear?
With hope, just barely. 9 and 8.
All right. Yeah, that hits.
We're doing so good.
Yeah, really.
Right.
Now it's jinxed. Now the next person's gonna fear.
You whipped with hope, though.
With hope. It was a hopeful whip.
It was so inspirational.
I did roll a 1 for my damage die, but it's a 4. 4 damage.
All right. And this is on construct 1, the jagged construct 1, or the big boy?
Jagged construct 1.
All right. You run up, hold up your pan, and then wham! You guys hear like a that like boom sort of sound as this hits this stone, and you kind of see its like rock forms like shifting around its back. One piece kind of chips off, and I'm gonna use a fear now to activate. I'll say that construct number 1. Really didn't like that, so I'm gonna activate my jagged construct number 1, and it's going to make an attack against Elret for doing that just now.
What I get?
And does a 13 hit your evasion?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. I need to now roll some damage. You have 16 damage coming in your way as you see this rock formation like sort of meet all different bits of it like now crumbling kind of in between the cracks of itself. Just turn, you see these sharp bits of its teeth kind of turn towards you and take a big chomp out of you. But specifically, my action is called hold them down, so you are now restrained and vulnerable, meaning I think attacks against you have advantage, and I think your movement is 0, so you're kind of stuck there with this guy.
I would like to activate my spell of seasoning to use a hope and reduce my damage by 1d8.
All right, sounds good.
Ooh, 7. Okay, you said it was 16, so that bumps it down to 9.
Yeah.
What seasoning did you use?
What was it?
That's all. You shouldn't actually see your cast iron skillet with anything.
Oh, wow. Good stuff.
We're gonna actually learn some cooking knowledge in this.
It's actually just this whole project's just a cooking class.
Yeah, there's some little side content for you. It's cooking with Elret.
That'd be a great show.
Gotta be.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, so that's
That'll even
that
like
one.
that with the cast iron.
Yeah, so that's that one. And fuck it, I'm gonna use a second fear.
So
to-
mechanically, are you, just to learn more about how this works, when you jumped in to use a fear, was that because we'd all gone? So was it either we'd have to fail or once
So-
everybody's gone once?
No, so like I could have entered at any point within that. I believe it's so that's the other thing I forgot. I think during your first miss, Evandris, that technically I think I should have had a DM turn because it's whenever you miss or you guys roll with fear is when I get a DM turn. Or I can use a fear to interrupt and do one of these guys, but I think a DM turn is when all of them go. So if I use a fear, I can just bring one of them in to do something and then mess with you guys, versus when it comes to me and then everyone goes.
And that you don't have to use a fear.
Yeah,
Also,
because you guys
yeah.
rolled with fear.
How are we trading like very close to how many inches?
2 to 3, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was 2 to 3, 5 to 6, 11 to 12.
Okay, cool.
I think it's ranges. Yeah. Use range. Let me see. I don't know if this just shows. Yeah, this is general rules, but I can send a screenshot. Here. Let me. 2 seconds.
You can do it at the same time if you want to keep running your stuff. Makes it
I already
faster.
got it. Thank you, though. So, Sunday, paste, there you'll go if you want to read about the ranges for reference. Yeah, for those of you watching, it's melee range is right next to each other. Very close is about 2 to 3 inches, so the shortest length of a game card. Close is 5 to 6, which is the standard pen or pencil. That's the one I was forgetting. I couldn't remember the object. Far is 11 to 12 inches, so the length of a standard piece of paper. And then very far, it's anything beyond a piece of paper. And you can even do out of range, which is just way off the map if you need. But yeah, so awesome. Yeah, so I'm using another fear to start out with this metal construct. I will have him do. I will mark a stress. And let's see. Let's do. It's gonna be a little funky, but I'm gonna do some rolls for this. But I'm gonna mark a stress on him, and I am going to do a trample action. It says all targets in its path, but I'm gonna treat the movement similarly to you guys,
It's
I guess.
restrained.
Oh, that's right. All right, so I'm gonna try to break it out of the restraint, I guess. Does it have to roll for that, or?
It's restrained. I don't know what the restrained condition is on your end.
Restrained. Doesn't say. It says until it's cleared. Apply their details in text above. Circumstances. Ending conditions. It might state a specific trigger that ends the condition. If it doesn't, can be cleared via alternative ways. If no triggers, it is a temporary condition. You may make an action roll to clear the temporary condition. If your character is vulnerable. Okay. So, do you have a spell number or something that gives you the modifier?
Give me just 1 second.
Because it says a lot of them are, you know, GM discretion, or if it says specifically what it is, then you can end it with that.
It says vines reach out from the ground and temporarily restrain them, and you can't move until this condition's cleared, but you can still take actions from your current position. So I think that you need to take an action to clear it.
All right, so I'll spend a fear. How about that? I'll use a fear as its action to clear it, and then it's cleared of it, but it doesn't really do anything. It just clears the vines.
Cool.
All right, so I'll take
Is it
that
just for
color
the one
off.
guy?
Yeah, just this one guy.
Okay.
So yeah, that one is cleared now, and it goes back to you guys. Thank you for sitting through that.
In my rage of seeing my bestie just get damaged, I am going to and turn into a freaking coyote.
Whoa.
Coyote.
Coyote.
Yeah.
Let me see if I have that animal.
I'm coming for you. And I am going to lunge at the dude that just hurt you because that gives me an extra damage dice.
Get that jagged rock.
All right. So
I
where
got
do you
2
end up?
4s.
Oh
That's a crit.
Hell yeah.
That's a crit.
Wow.
Wow.
Take a
I
picture.
also take advantage
take
on
a
attack,
picture.
so I think I technically could roll again, but it doesn't matter.
You get the,
So take a picture of this one and post it in the crits channel, and then try it again. You never know if you're gonna get a double crit.
Oh my
Wait,
goodness.
is advantage at D6 though? It's not
Yeah.
rolling again.
Yes. Oh yes, that's right. Yeah.
Oh,
So
so I
never
get an
mind.
extra D6
Yeah.
on top of the crit.
Yeah. Which the crit hits anyway.
Yeah. Hang
Blue
on,
points,
hang
please.
on. So as I make an attack roll on the same target as an ally right before you, I get an additional
There you go.
8.
It really is this wolf.
And when I hit with a melee attack, I can mark a stress to make the target vulnerable. So
Okay. Who are you going after again?
the whatever just hit Taylor.
Okay, the
Rock
jagged
construct
construct 1. And yeah, so you, I think,
So I'm gonna mark a stress to make it
you are
vulnerable.
just under the distance where you need to make a roll, so you are good to go.
I just rolled. I'm gonna take a picture with them together because I just rolled 2 8s on my D8s.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
So that's
Wait a minute.
Wait, that's
So-
a thing. That's a
Yeah.
thing.
Wait. So
What was the
hang on a
thing?
sec. Hang on a sec. Wait a sec.
Hey, I'll take the picture and
No,
send
that's
it.
that's a thing.
Critical successes. Because a critical success,
I just got a critical success on all my.
I don't know if, so the crit alone is supposed to be the max damage you do, so the max dice that you can roll as a sum. That's your starting point. You then still roll that and add it to whatever that was. But you just did max damage entirely by rolling 2 8s.
8 plus 2.
But yeah, I feel like there was something
There's a
where I think if
I don't know where to check for these, but
damage with critical success, I feel like there was something with damage if you roll 2 of the same number, you just kind of keep going. I may be wrong.
no,
What
I
is
remember.
it like
I remember
slots?
that.
You just roll again.
That's crazy. Hang on a sec. Because I want you to have the full crazy damage if you get it.
Yeah.
It's extra
Whoop.
damage.
I posted the pic, by the way.
You're beautiful.
Thank you.
Ooh, the metal die. Thanks, thanks.
One's heavy and one's hollow, so that's what I do for my fear and hope.
I'm not finding it. So we'll just do it like this for now. Xander, if you want to find it, let us know.
I'll look,
We'll
yeah.
keep going. But so right now it would have been the 2 dice you were rolling were 2d8, right?
Yes.
So that would have been 16 in the base, and you just rolled 2 8s again.
Mhm.
So that's 32. And do you have any modifiers like pluses or?
It's okay. So because it's pack hunting, I add an additional D8 to my damage dice pool, so it's 1d8 plus 2, so it became 2d8s plus 2.
Okay. So, okay, is it the max damage? I just want to make sure I want to see if the plus 2 is added to the base as well.
So I think it's like if you have 1d8 plus 4, you would default do 12 and then roll an 8 on top of that, which is a D&D homebrew
Full
rule, too.
value of your damage dice, then make a damage roll plus your modifiers as usual. So I think it's just the amount of your damage dice, and then at the end you add the 2, sort of thing.
Oh, so I just straight up double
So
What I
your
just did, 'cause I
your
just rolled
2d8
that.
is 16,
Yes.
and so that's your base. That's you don't add any modifiers to that, and then you roll your 2d8, and you got 8s anyway, so it's another 16, which is 32, and then you add the 2 at the end
So
for your modifier.
34.
So 34 points of
There-
damage.
34 points of damage. You hurt
Oh,
my
Hell yeah.
friend!
Jesus Christ!
Wow.
Don't fuck with my friends.
34
I will
points of
destroy
damage.
you.
This game runs on the power of friendship.
Mhm.
That's crazy. Fuck it. You doubled its severe level. So what does it look like as you completely kill this thing?
Whoa.
I, as just my little coyote self, I'm like running in, like snarling, like foaming at the mouth, like rabid coyote coming out, and just completely like a dog, like whipping a toy, just like completely, like getting its everything everywhere, tearing it to pieces.
Yeah, with Elret right there, just covered in viscera and like meat pieces. As
Like
these
smiling,
rocks.
cute ear covered in blood, like you.
And we'll put you over here. And this guy is dead.
Go.
Dead.
You're out of here.
We're at
Those
0
are
out
cool
of
dice. Very
7.
fitting for Hope and Fear.
All right.
It also says not only does a crit on a roll count as a roll with hope, you may also clear a stress.
Nice.
Yes, that's right.
Oh,
So
so
you gain a hope and clear a stress.
the stress I marked to make it vulnerable before I realized I mega killed it just goes away.
Nice.
I'm no
Very
longer
nice.
stressed about that.
You're like, that
Very
went
nice.
really well.
Yeah.
Dang. All right. Who's next?
Good. So, I think Evandris wants to like fly down, like go behind like Døden and Snake through here to like come back like around back towards this rock metal construct.
Mhm.
Kind of dip down with his gauntlets and trying to get ramming speed again.
All right. Ramming speed.
All right, here we go. Don't fail me now.
Oh no.
I don't know if it's bad or if it's just math.
I mean, no, it's just I'm gonna retire these. I'm gonna retire these guys. Hold on, I'm like trying to do math real quick. Nope. Yeah, I miss.
All right. Was it with hope or fear?
It was with hope.
Nice.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
But a miss does switch it to me. So you're
Oh.
running up. And you said you're trying to like pick up some speed so you can ram sort of into
Yeah,
it.
like I've been. Yeah, like Evandris like whiffed and the momentum carried him like further, then spun around and like flew tight behind and like weaved around Aurelia to try to like swing again.
All right, but with the first one, you from the kind of explosion of that first guy, you know, there's like rocks and like I said, viscera and just terrible kind of everywhere from the shaking of the wolf's mouth. You kind of you miss the couple rocks that are spewed off to the side and land sort of right in front of your feet before you start to go, and you kind of lose your balance and miss your pathway on this guy. Yeah, hitting the side of that meat cart there.
The universe conspires against me.
As you're sitting there, you know, holding onto it, smelling the like really nice like rotating kebabs next to you. Yeah, so it goes to a DM turn. So I get to activate mine too, guys. I am gonna have my first little guy. So this first little guy is still attached down here, construct number 2. So it's gonna use its thing to get out of it on this turn, and then I'm gonna use Big Boy. So because it didn't do what I wanted to before, that stress that I said before doesn't count, but I'm going to mark it now for what I want to do. So this guy, the big construct, marks the stress. as you see this thing, the metal and rock and things like that start to like shift and all that, you know, like I said before, kind of shifting around its back and around its arms that seem to be kind of hitting the ground as it moves around. The metal seems to kind of power up and get hotter, and you know, as it like turns to look toward you guys, and it's going to overload itself to give it a little more damage out of this thing, and it's going to make an attack on Døden because you were the one who skewered it before. I don't know. Does an 8 hit your character?
Evasion, no.
Okay. Yeah. This thing.
So that's like AC, right? That means I don't have to do
Yes.
armor or anything.
Yeah. So it goes into like it kind of turns around, seeing you go right past it, and turns back to where that stick was right inside of its like one of its like rotating rock spots, and it turns and kind of does like a chomp almost on you and completely misses.
I imagine it's just because the he's got all the robes and cloaks and everything, but he himself is much skinnier than all of that. So just
it like
there's
goes
no
to aim
content
for somewhere
for-
under your cloak, and
yeah.
it's just like kind of
just
right
adds
through.
another tatter to the
Yeah, you guys hear like a as the coat rips, and that's all these guys can do. So it's back to you guys.
That was the rock metal that did that big one on me.
Yeah, that was the rock metal. And the other guy spent
I'm
his turn getting
immediately
out.
coming back and swinging on that one. I just want to push the skewer a little deeper. It wasn't
Nice.
like mechanically restrained or anything, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That's a 9 with fear. Or
Okay.
sorry, an 11 with fear.
11 does not hit, and with fear comes back to me. So I gain a fear, and it comes back to me.
I don't think I have anything. Oh,
I
you
also
get a hope
forgot
for
to
that,
say that I forgot to mark a stress to turn into the coyote,
Or
so I did
coyote.
that.
All right. Yeah. So I mark your fear. Comes back to me. This time, it's gonna wait for its little buddy, who's no longer restrained, to run around. Let's see. It's movement 3 and then 2. So that's still within like close. I'm gonna go over here, over to Døden, and is going to do an attack on you there. Let's see, with this little guy first. That is a 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
So
the 10.
I'm gonna activate I Am Your Shield and take the damage for
Whoa.
Døden.
Okay. All right. So, you have 17 points of damage coming in towards you as this kind of chomps down on what it thinks is Døden. Again, kind of, I guess, missing the skinnier build in the cloth, and landing on you. How do you defend Døden as this thing kind of chomps down?
I think I like trying to gather myself from like the meat, kind of clock the whole thing, and like fly and push Døden out of the way and have it chomp like down on Marmstead, kind of like like flying like wedge in between and push.
All right.
Døden out of the way.
So you push the teeth out of the way, or you push him out of the way to take the teeth, but this action was a hold them down action, so I guess it is a success to hit you, but you took the damage, so you now, Døden, are restrained and vulnerable in this guy's grasp, as it has the like rock arms kind of, you know, and then grabbing around you before chomping and missing. So you are also restrained and vulnerable, similar to Elret.
So
Wait,
how much?
am I still restrained and vulnerable if my thing's dead?
Oh, you're right. Okay, so that would cancel that.
Nice.
Good catch.
How much damage did you just take, Landon?
I took 2. So when I take that, when I use I Am Your Shield, it reduces it by my strength traits.
You
So
yeah.
I took major damage. Shout out to Draconis having an extra damage threshold.
Nice.
Crazy.
I couldn't reduce it enough to make it minor, so I didn't use my.
How much would it take to reduce that? I can help you out.
It'd be at 15. I would need to. Is it like meets it, beats it with the minor? If I get like if my minor damage is 9.
If you do calculate
it's-
damage, you can put
if
it
it's-
in. It'll tell you.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I think.
Oh really?
I think just in general the rule is I think if the damage meets that number, it is part of that section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's equal or
So
above to severe, you mark
So
3.
you need to make
equal
it
or above
just
to
one under
major.
your number.
Okay, so make it 1 under. So I would need resistance. And we're not using like the armor slots as it.
Yeah, we're not using the armor slot number, but we are
Yeah.
using the number of armor slots that you have to reduce it.
Yeah, I mean, if I used one of my, I could use a paradise. Actually, I'm going to. That's how I was planning on playing this anyway. Well, I could. I should say. I could reduce it by 3. Morgen. Another 3 before, which would put me at 12, and I would need 4 to get to minor.
Okay, I can reduce it by another 4 for you.
All right.
What are you using to reduce it by another 4?
Cool. I'll use my paradise to reduce it by 4. And basically, I think the stick that was lodged in the other guy will just kind of magnetically be drawn to the like inside the jaw, just kind of gnawing on a stick and just reduce that a bit. So
You see it gnawing on the side of it. You see a little like splintered. It's trying to crush down on it, but can't seem to like snap it in half or anything. So yes, this thing went around and now has Døden restrained and vulnerable, and seeming to kind of work together as a pair. Was a trio, now a pair. Is going to how much? You know what? Fuck it. It's gonna mark another stress, and you guys are gonna see it start shifting and kind of glowing as this heated metal kind of heats up again, as it starts to overload again, and it is going to. Let's mark another stress and do something even wackier and make this a little more, hopefully, terrifying. It is going to take its path this way. Hitting Døden, Evandris, Aurelia, and Morgen along its way. It's going to do this as it does a trample
May
across
I
all of you.
use the attack of opportunity to potentially stop it from moving?
So there's no attack of opportunities in this.
Well,
Where-
no, like I have a thing that's called attack of opportunity. If
Oh,
an adversary
I thought you meant
attempts
like
to
as
leave,
it leaves. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's if an adversary attempts to leave your melee range, make an agility reaction roll against their difficulty. Choose one effect on
Okay.
a success roll, 2 or 2 on a critical success.
All right. Go ahead and roll this. So, all right. This is going to be a big one because I've marked 2 stresses for it. So the first stress was to allow it to do this trample action through you guys. The second stress is its overload, which makes it hotter, sharper, more damage to you guys.
Harder, better, faster,
So-
stronger.
Yes.
Mhm.
So this is a very telling and important roll. So, Alex, if you go ahead, you have to beat a difficulty of 13. Do you have a modifier for this? What is it? Agility?
It's agility, so +2,
Plus 2. So you have to roll an 11 or higher.
which the odds are in my favor. So, if the statistics are right, it's a 13, but with fear, or a 15, but with fear.
Okay, so I gain a fear, and it stays where it is.
wow.
Whew.
The other things
Looking
with
out.
that are keep them
Thank
from moving,
goodness.
deal your primary weapon damage, or move with them.
Ah!
I'm going with you. Yeah. Which I don't know that I could do if I don't know how that would work if I'm restrained.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so you're there, you see this kind of charging up and turning around and as it turns and looks towards you guys, and you see it building up. What does it look like as you keep this thing stuck to the ground where it is?
I think he still will just say that this is because he still has the staff in that has just stayed attached. And so that the log chopping thing that him and Evandris were doing, he just takes it and uses that same like twisting momentum that he was doing earlier and uses that to just wrench it back into its spot.
Pulling it
have
back.
to learn this.
One day it would come with time.
You struggle and it takes you a second and you pull it back and it doesn't seem to move anywhere. It's hot metal and all that sort of burning and singeing. You see like heat kind of coming off of it as the rocks shift around it, and it like scrapes across the ground trying to work its way through you guys, and it stays right where it is. That was crazy. That you stopped a lot of stuff coming through.
Once you're like, it's gonna hit you.
You get some damage. You get some damage.
That was crazy. All right, back to you guys.
I am dabbling Aurelia with the side of my apron to try to get the blood off her coyote skin.
I'm like doing like the back leg thumpy thing. I'm like, oh man, I should probably help Døden up. So I'm gonna kind of amble over and can't move it.
I'm sorry. I have this token of a wolf on you.
Oh. So I'm gonna come up to Døden. I'm still a wolf, and because I'm a wolf and I'm strong, I'm gonna be like, get up! Trying to get you out.
Okay, so you're gonna use your action to pull him out of the restraint.
Yeah, I got my
So-
teeth. I can.
Give me a strength roll.
Okay.
Your DC is 12.
While my strength as a wolf is +2 from what it
So
usually
you need a
is.
10 or higher.
This
I rolled a 13 with fear,
All right. A gain of fear.
plus my 2, 15 with fear.
Okay, that succeeds. So you run up, wolf grab on, and kind of rip the rock arms off of Døden, and Døden is no longer restrained and vulnerable.
oh, so it clears both.
Yes, so I believe it is one thing altogether. Now that it holds on to you and it's messing around. What's it
I
like?
don't think
Let's
he
go.
knows that you are a wolf.
And
'Cause
from
he's been
there, I
facing
think
south.
that I just want to circle around and stalk them from the back and wait
Okay, where do you go to?
here.
Stalk around back here and wait. I'll say at this point, like, you see all these other commoners making their way, other festival goers running off in different directions, moving out of the way, clearing the space. Yeah, say keeps going.
Get out of the way!
Say he gets about there. That's not too far.
Why are you there?
Okay, but it wasn't an attack with fear that you did, so it still doesn't come to me. It's an attack with fear or you miss. So who would like to go next?
Perfect time to get that out of the way.
The second small jagged rock construct with my frying pan.
All right. You run over.
Is this cast
Wheels.
iron?
Yes,
Good.
only a cast iron skillet.
This skillet has a stat block that is higher than I think the most of the things that are around that could be hitting it, because it's a giant fucking cast iron pan. We were like, this would do an actual terrible amount of damage if someone were to get hit by it.
Like, this between a cast iron and a baseball bat, it would be like low-key a toss-up.
19 with hope.
19, that hits. So you take a hope as well.
Yeah.
Y'all are very hopeful this game. What was that?
8 damage.
8 damage. All right, on jagged number 2. All right. You run up, cast iron in hand. You guys again hear that boom sort of sound as the
I'm kind of
cast
like
iron.
swinging around haphazardly. It is really not a good aim.
Døden, as you're being like pulled out, and you see this wolf running back around, you suddenly see the swinging of this pan as you move out of the way.
It's like knee height too, or something.
Yeah.
My legs are
Yeah.
just in danger.
So you just see a floating cast iron pan that's being swung around about your height. All right. And that was with Hope again, so it's still you guys.
Aurelia, do you want to do a team maneuver, and I'll throw my stick and you can go fetch or something?
Wait.
Oh wait, you should do like the Captain America Thor thing, where you throw the stick and the pan reverberates on it, like
Yeah.
ricochets off it.
Wait, yes. Wait, how will that work?
So what if you try to javelin the stick like straight through it? I catch it, and then as it comes back to you, it launches me at it, so I can
Feeds
bite.
it
Oh, I like
faster,
that.
and that's
We-
pretty cool.
We do that. I summon it back to me, and then I say, "Hey, doggy, go get it!" And then I hurl it like and it like reverberates through the air, like. And
I love that. I love the Doppler effect weapon.
yeah.
All right, so Xander, you're spending 3 hope, or Morgan, you're spending 3 hope to do a tag team roll.
Correct.
So,
That is-
all right, I need both of you, for viewers at home that do not know this, a tag team roll is when 2 people, if they want to do an attack together, one of them can spend 3 hope and do a tag team attack. So they both roll your duality dice, and you see what you get, and then from there you determine which one you want to use, because you might have a high value with fear, or you might have a lower value with hope, so you don't want to switch it over to the GM by giving it to fear, but maybe you just want to hit and you don't care. But yeah, so you guys both roll, then you determine which one applies to both of you, and then we say if it hits or not, and roll damage for both of you, and it all combines.
Back.
So, all right, there you go.
All right.
I got an 11 with fear without adding anything to it.
I got a 20 total with fear.
We should take yours.
Yeah.
So this is on the big guy.
Yeah, the big guy.
All right, big guy, 20 hits. So yeah, go ahead, you both of you, and roll your damage.
All right.
You said you toss this stick there. Dog
So
catches and gets the speed to come in and chomp as you get there.
So technically, Morgan did the damage first, so that counts as a pack hunting extra dice for me.
Okay.
All right.
That's only 4 damage to contribute to me. I rolled a 1 on my die.
Okay.
I rolled the same number on my attack dice again, but it's not the highest value. Does that matter?
Wait, what?
I haven't like the 2 numbers being the same on damage. Was it the fact that it was 2 numbers, or the fact that it was max damage last time?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. So we'll keep going. So what was it was 4 and from Morgan, and then how much from Aurelia?
8.
8. So 12 points of damage for both of you. Do you add modifiers or anything?
That was.
I can make this target vulnerable if I want to, but I kind of want to see how it's doing first before I
Okay.
mark it this time.
8 coming in. It's looking very hurt, I will say.
I won't waste a stress on it then.
Alright. Sounds good. And so, Aurelia over here ran up with the thing, maybe like ran around, caught it, and got smacked into it. But you're up on this creature here.
I think now I'm like practically on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skewered
All
next
steps
to.
closer to ruin.
That was awesome. Right next to the skewer, holding it in place with Døden. You see this dog now on top of it, just biting into it. All right. And that was with fear, though. So it comes back to me. All right. So, comes back to me. Let's see. we're gonna try so this jagged construct. Right. This jagged construct is gonna see that and go for the dog on top of this guy here. And is gonna go for another hold him down as you see these like kind of feet turn around and then going up to try and grab you with this, these giant kind of almost like brawler club hands, just gonna try and hit you and restrain you. God. So these things are not fast, which is why their modifier is a -3, and I just rolled a 2. So does a -1 hit you?
You know what? I think I might be able to dodge that.
Wait, check it real quick.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me make sure.
I think that actually heals you.
Yes.
He goes, here, have a pie.
It gives me like a cute little look, and I'm like, hey.
All right. Fuck it. I'll use a fear to reactivate that guy before I continue with the rest of this, and it's gonna try again.
No.
This is a 6 to hit you.
Nope.
All right, moving on to the big guy. Big guy is. Big guy's already very stressed.
I am also practically on top of the big guy too.
Yeah. So, okay. Is, to clarify, Døden, with your ability, can it move after you've done that, or was it just for that action that it doesn't move?
Just says keep them from moving, so I would say probably just in that moment.
Okay.
Like kind of sentinel vibes.
Okay. So I'll say it'll try to break free of that skewer that's in it and
No, I don't know when we get reaction rolls back, but I might be able to just do it again.
Yeah, you might be able to, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's really tracked like per round.
Right.
Yeah.
You just have I think you use like a stress to do it.
Not
The
even
reaction?
for this.
You
It's
didn't?
just
Oh.
a reaction
That's wild.
roll.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
it should be stressed. I'm not complaining. We're not complaining, actually. I didn't say anything.
Oh, it's good.
That's the DM.
I mean,
Actually.
if it flips and then flips back, maybe that's a round. So like since it has done that, and maybe it will come back.
Yeah. I don't know. This is story-oriented more than mechanic-oriented, so
Yeah.
we're rolling with it. Yeah, but it's gonna mark another stress, and go for it again. Where
I'm gonna go for the same thing.
yeah, it's gonna charge straight through this way. I'm gonna say it also gets you, Aurelia, because you're literally on top of it, and it's gonna
Yeah.
try to just trample through.
Well, if I'm on top of it and it's trampling, that doesn't make a lot. All right.
I'll say the movement and it's shifting and the hot metal. You just if it hits you, then it's like as it's going, you kind of like lose your grip a bit and get smacked by it or something. But we're gonna see how this
Fair.
all plays out.
I know. Agility. If I can use motion of the ocean to now knowingly counteract its momentum, since it's a repeat thing, that'd be awesome. I have 4 of them to
Okay.
use.
So it'd be another agility, you said,
Yeah, so I'm making
Okay.
just like an agility
for
attack roll,
its
basically.
difficulty.
Or yeah,
Okay,
which
so
is that
it's
their
a
evasion
13.
score basically. Yeah,
yeah, and then you have a +2 and a plus what again?
another +2 for the motion of
Okay.
the ocean.
+4. So you have to roll a 9 or above.
Okay, hold on. 'Cause I think I have. Yes, okay. I have the little lucky thing. When you roll a 1 on your hope die, you can re-roll it and must take the new result. So that's a 7
Right.
locked in, and an
7.
8 for the other one. So 15 before all the extra
There you
bullshit.
go. All right, that does it. You feel it start to kind of rear up again, and the heat of it as it tries to move around again, and scraping starts against that cobblestone ground. But you guys look over, and somehow it's almost like you've like locked your joint into place or something. You just
doing that.
are,
Do the thing.
yeah, moving with
I'm
it
doing
as
the thing
pulls,
as best as I can.
and it stays there. All right. I think that was both of them, right? So, yeah.
I cast
All right.
Deliverance.
All right, Evandris, go ahead.
Yes, dude.
I think so.
I'm gonna
Seeing this,
quickly just hop back up a little bit
Yeah,
before
so-
you whack it.
well, I see like I yelled at this commoner down here.
Mhm.
Like, what are you doing? There's so much room the other way. Fly like up between them and like back down to like get my landing speed. Like I'm
Nice.
like flying up.
Oh, from like above?
Yeah, I'm like flying over it and then spinning
cool.
down to try to hit it.
Nice.
Please roll well. Okay. 7 on hope, 6 on fear. For 13. 13 with hope.
13 just hits.
Do you add anything to that?
Yeah, you're right. Actually, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
15 total.
Yeah, that hits.
So 15 total. When I make an attack with my primary weapon in melee range, on a success, I deal the damage. I'm going to push it out of melee range. And
How
spend the
far?
hope to make it vulnerable.
Does it say how far you push it?
It says out of melee range, so from melee to
Okay.
very close.
All right.
Like 2 inches maybe.
All right. So that's, we'll say 2 inches, so back there.
And
Ooh, you
on a
guys.
success with hope, you add an additional 1d6 to your damage for this attack. I'm also gonna mark as stress to do another d8,
Ooh.
just to really hit the hell out of this thing because I've been waiting. Alright, I need my d10, d6,
Oh boy. It's a
d8.
big one.
Alright. D6 did not do me justice, but that's okay. 6, 10, 13. I do 14 damage.
All right. Evandris, what does it look like as you clear out this giant construct of metal and rock that's been roiling around and trying to move and being held back by Døden and attacked by a wolf as you see this last bit and this last person running by?
I think as he flies up, Flourish is kind of like, you can see him like he goes into the sun, right, and comes like back out of the sun, like squaring, much like the Pepe Frog punching meme, fully back, with the orange gold, like the radiant golden gauntlets just connecting, and it has that as it blows through the center of this
Nice.
and knocks this construct a couple feet back.
Yeah, you guys see that almost like an eclipse sort of thing as he kind of goes up
Yeah.
and cuts in front of and it like alights his gauntlets as he comes down and just and you guys much a bunch of you are behind it, see this like flash of light and that as you hear this creature just right across the rocks, right between you guys, right up to Morgan's feet. As you see this creature
He's
just
standing.
slumped.
He's like not even he's hovering just a few inches above the ground, arms stretched out.
Oh, Evandris, you compelled the power of the sun. That was glorious.
I know, Morgan. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Drink it. Excuse me. Drink it in.
You hear like a little halfling off the side go, "Yay!"
That's the spirit.
Hey, don't drop the fish.
She goes, sorry, and he's like,
Focus.
underneath.
You're the most important person in this fight. You gotta hold that up.
Yes.
I'll go up. I'll just grab the fish. Like, all right, you're done.
Thank you. And he starts turning around and running away. But this one here is done. I'll mark it with a couple more rings, like the other guy.
That still happens in combat, by the way.
You
Yeah.
fly over and pick up the fish.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fly over and pick up the fish and be like, oh right.
Oh yeah, the other one.
I'm not
No,
gonna
go
put it
finish
down.
it off. It's
And yes, you still have this other one here. Seeing the situation, it's really it's getting a little worried. It'll so I'm sorry, you rolled with hope, so I think okay, but I'm gonna use a fear to
No.
to bring it in.
so many fears left.
Yeah, it's very interesting having to kind of reserve some and strategize when you're going to use some, because mine, unlike you guys, I think, with hope, mine carries over.
Really? Whoa.
Yes. So I started this
What
game,
were we
I think,
supposed
with
to
4.
start with each session?
We start with 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's the same day though, so do we?
I
It's
think
done
it's
per
same.
session.
Yeah,
Per
it's
session?
Yeah,
Yeah.
verbiage is session.
I need to minus a hope, and
But
that doesn't
yes.
affect anything.
So I'm using a fear to bring this last guy in. It is going to, let's see. Yeah, Døden, you feel it kind of like dislodge from your stick for a second as it flies behind you. This little guy. Right, because Anna can't decide. I'm gonna roll a d6. And go in a circle of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on my screen of you guys to see who he goes after.
Is there any sort of taunt that I could do to draw it?
Sure. How would you taunt it?
It's not animalistic in like a traditional sense, right? So it's not like a little like would work on it.
It's not a cat.
I think if the staff is now free, I think he'll probably just touch the staff to it, like to the throat if it has a throat equivalent. But really just trying to pull
Focus its
aggro.
attention.
Yeah.
All right. No problem. That I'll say gets its attention as it turns towards you and is going to go for another hold him down action. That is a natural 20.
That hits. That works though. He didn't take any damage the first time, so clean slate.
I'm gonna put that. That was with my GalaxyCon dice.
That's a crit for you, right? Because you're not
Yes.
using the 12s, yeah.
Yes.
Oh no! The
That's
fish!
more wow. That's
Okay.
cool that you still get nat 20s.
Yeah, that's the other interesting thing about Daggerheart is that it's not the same experience for
Kinda asymmetrical.
players and DMs. Yeah, it's an asymmetrical design. So it's a little different. If you guys ever want to DM, I could fill you in with all the different things. Yeah, so that is the crit. So let's see. You are gonna take. Oh, I do actually have. I have more dice on my thing than I thought.
Genuinely
Always encouraging.
But it's very accurate that I would have celebrated earlier.
Big victories.
So if we're doing crit the same for DM as we do for players, it's the total number of dice, which is 3d4, so that's 12, plus the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that I just rolled, so that's 20,
Plus
plus
the modifier.
10. So
That's
you have
30.
30 damage coming towards you with a critical success on this attack here, as it does the whole like boom, turns around and kind of steps towards you and wraps its arms around you in this hold them down attack, and just chomps down on you as well. You have 30 damage coming in.
How did you say we're doing armor slots?
So
now? Because I have an armor score of 6 with 7 slots, so if I spend 3, I could make this just major damage.
Yeah, so if you mark an armor slot, it moves down a level of incoming damage. So it would, if you mark 1, it goes from severe to major.
Oh, so okay, so well, yeah, that's
Yeah, it's really
even
good
better.
for you guys.
Yeah.
But you are now held down, restrained, and vulnerable. and I'm gonna use another fear.
So I could use 2. Is that now, since it's better armor system, does that mean I can only use 1 per? Or does that mean...
No, you can use as many slots as you want.
It essentially acts as like extra hit points.
Yeah,
Mhm.
nice.
Takes down chunks. Yeah, it's like how much of your armor do you want to like turn and have it take? Like, because you can just fully run out of armor, and then you gotta spend, you gotta spend your downtime repairing all of it as you go. Yeah, but
So if I spend 2, that's minor damage.
yes,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm gonna do that on crazy damage.
yeah,
That feels
30 damage
unless I'm
incoming.
missing something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like you have this armor on, and it takes all of the brunt force of it, and so it is more damaged armor than fully deathly attack towards you. So okay, but I'm going to use a fear again at the end of that turn to have it do an attack on you. This one's just going to be another sort of chomp down on you, but because you are restrained and vulnerable, I want to check the
Advantage.
vulnerable condition. Is it
Yeah.
that it gets advantage?
Vulnerable is
Yeah.
advantage, yeah.
Okay. Oh no, it's making me sign in again.
If you're on a D20 system, is advantage 2 D20s or is it D20 plus D6?
That is a good question. In my head, I was just gonna keep it the D6. That is a good question. Let me see if I can pull it up.
More so just
quick.
curiosity. I know this part's gonna be cut out.
Yeah. Rules. Let's see.
But it also tells us how bad these things are and how much we should try to get rid of them or not.
Mhm, mhm.
Okay. That's critical success. Advantage and disadvantage. The GM uses. Wait. NPCs can also roll with advantage or disadvantage, but when they do, the GM. This is not a correct sentence. The GM rolls an extra d20 and picks the highest or lowest result. There's also lowest is spelled wrong. It's LWEST.
The West.
Yeah, there's some spelling.
The Wist. Okay, so I do roll 2 d20s. And just take whatever's higher. Alright. Rolling it on Døden. I did not roll that high. Do 5 to hit you.
Yeah, they don't hit.
Damn. Unfortunate. But it goes down for another chomp and it rips another section of your cloth.
It's even more tattered. It's already in fucking shambles, and that's just getting worse.
Yeah, but it goes back to you guys. Because Døden is there, restrained and vulnerable. Okay, so you have a restrained circle
Good.
on there.
Morgan, have you gone in a bit?
Oh, I can go.
Or yeah, Elret or whoever would like.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll try to hurl. It's looking pretty bad, right?
This guy?
Yeah.
This guy I think only had 1 hit on him.
Oh shit. Okay. Yes. I'll hurl my stick at it again.
Thank you.
Well,
Doppler effect weapon. I use Doppler effect on it.
I miss. I think. Only a 10 to hit.
10 does not hit.
Can we,
So,
can we
with
get
a
like?
miss, it comes back to me too.
Oh hell.
Yeah. It was also with fear.
Okay, so I gain a fear
Oof.
as well.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was not confident with my strike.
Chest up, chest up.
Walk on
Oh,
it.
right. Sorry. I was distracted by your effervescent glow.
Ah, this is understandable. You are forgiven.
Yes.
Right.
I do not forgive myself though.
All right.
Talk about that.
We'll unpack that in a bit. All right, it's gonna go for another chomp down on Døden with 15.
That one does hit, yeah.
Okay. And
You gotta save my mans.
and because you are
Have marked one hit
restrained,
point.
and because you're restrained, this one has a passive feature called I've Got 'em, where characters that are restrained take double damage when they're restrained in this attack.
Great.
So, let's see. We have damage in general. It's no critical or anything like that. Just
I think
double.
I have an ability that says no, you don't. Actually,
Ooh.
I'm lying.
Okay. All right. So
They would though, with the name,
Rather
the way
low.
they name their abilities.
right.
So, take double damage from attacks. So I guess that just means all of it. I'm not. It doesn't say the specific dice or modifiers. It just says damage
Yeah,
in general.
I think that's just like
So-
roll in, double it all. Yeah.
Or you have 16 base damage doubled to 32 coming your way as you get another trying to chomp down in this restrained form.
Yeah, I'll just mark another 2 off. I've still got 3 left.
You see it just kind of shredding through his armor. As you're going to pick up this fish, you guys look over and see this creature racing through the skies with this giant fish now. Yeah, as it does that next chomp and ripping through this cloth and armor of Døden, you kind of start seeing like splinters emerging. But it's back to you guys.
I want to try to pull Døden out of the jaws.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a strength roll. You have a DC 12 to beat. What is your modifier here?
Grease on me and make me
My
a slippery
strength
boy.
modifier -1.
Oh,
So you gotta roll a 13 or higher.
I'm coming.
Make me slippery.
Wait, it's 9. Thank God, I thought it was 6. All right, 13.
Oh,
13,
cool.
that hit, that's it. What does it look like as you run up and you see this, again, wood chips everywhere and just cloth flying, and you run up and you try to pull Døden out of this thing.
I very kind of gingerly strapped my skillet back and like sprinted forward and kind of grabbed his arms, and with all my teeny tiny strength, I like ripped him out of the jaws.
Nice. You feel the strength of your dwarven ancestors pull into your muscles as you just... Døden, you feel yourself kind of come free of this rock arm being here. No longer restrained or vulnerable.
Like, now that my friend is out of there, I'm gonna bite this guy.
Alright. So yeah, was that that wasn't, I guess, an attack either or anything, so it's still you guys.
I'm biting him.
You're biting him, okay. Go ahead and roll for an attack.
This action, quick. Oh, she's rolling quick action.
I just rolled 2 2s.
Go off.
I saw the one 2, I
Okay.
was like, damn, and then I saw the other 2 and I was like,
That's crazy.
I'll take the picture again.
Yep.
But I'm guessing the last, like, my thing is it says, I get the extra dice if I use this, if I attack the same target as the ally right before me. We're like,
Yes. I mean, he's the only one alive. I think that's the only one that's
yeah,
getting
like someone
attacked,
attack this
so,
guy
yeah.
before I'm about to attack this
count
guy,
it.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I rolled a 7 plus 2 plus my crit situation, which
Yes,
is another
so you're-
16.
So 25.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Ouchie. That looks like it really did some damage there.
Do we have a thing for like just the crits, or is it just in the chat?
There was a channel.
There's
for
a
it,
channel.
but we
or a
have a
thread or
crit
something.
There's
Yeah.
a quick channel.
Yes.
Indeed.
Oh, you just put it in the Sunday? Here, I'll forward this one into crits.
Wait, yeah, I don't see it on the side. I saw it when you first.
There we
sent it.
go.
Where is the crits channel?
At
Sometimes you
Katie.
have to-
I pinged you in it.
Thank you.
There you go. All right. Awesome. That one looked like it really hurt. Landon, you had a question about action economy?
Well, I was like, while they're, could I like the movement wise, like narratively, Evandris is like flying towards.
Yeah, you can make your movement down there as it's happening.
I'd like to punch it. I don't know if someone else wanted to do something.
All right.
Evandris,
like
make your strike. Toss me your fish.
I throw the fish back
I almost
without
fall.
looking.
Grab your legs and help you make you sturdy.
Thank you.
Yeah. 17.
Holding the
with hope.
fish and then holding
Nice.
Morgan. That was a 17 with hope.
Yep.
That hits.
Excellent.
So then you also take a hope. For those of you who are rolling with hope, don't forget to take your hope.
All right.
Do crits make you add 2 hopes?
Crits are you gain a hope and clear a stress.
Thank you.
Assuming that they hit
Yes.
7 plus 4, because it was a 6 with forceful push ability. Any successful
Okay.
hope is a d6. So 7 for 11 total damage, and it's knocked into very close, from melee to very close, away
Okay.
from Døden.
So very close is like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So for
Where's my thing? The rock construct.
oh yes, that
Yes.
one. That's right.
Yes, jagged rock 2.
2, 3. All right.
Like towards like the direction away from.
Oh yes, you're up there.
Yeah.
My bad. Yeah, right here. You guys, Evandris, what does it look like as you finish off this last jagged rock creature as well as it over here to the feet of this individual right by this stall?
Eclipse the sun again.
I'm coming. Throw the fish back.
Fish tossed.
I don't think I wouldn't pull the same move. I think I am flying like jet form, and then like kind of gather midair as I like you see like the crunch to gather momentum, and then another quick flash as I punch the hole through the jagged rock construct.
You see the fist kind of go through, kind of the rocks on the other side just splinter and scatter across the ground as you see this fist just go through this body here and scatter and rocks everywhere on the ground as it kind of piles up at the feet of this individual who's in these robes with these big glasses, and he's just kind of like as he's just standing there scared out of his mind. But with that, Evandris finishes this last beast here.
I like fold my arms and just fly in place.
I'm gonna drop out of my beast form.
Drop out of your beast form.
Who is this skull man next to me?
So sorry, 1 second, realizing how loud this is. Yeah, you look around, there seems to be other just kind of festival goers. This guy kind of continues its path, now stepping over the rocks and running away.
Hold on. No. Hey, come here.
He's like, what? What?
What were you doing?
Running?
Towards the danger. The big rock monster.
I guess I could have gone south.
You must understand how not strong you are.
As you see, this like little young dwarven individual with like the start of like a beard that's like bright red. And he's like, I don't know. I just deal with fruit.
I want to like come fly. I've been flying the whole time. I like deactivate my wing. The ethereal golden wings come in. I get on a knee and I go. You must get stronger if you're going to run right towards a monster.
I just want to run away right now.
Forget the fruits.
But the fruits are my everything.
You're a warrior now.
What?
Congratulations.
Sorry, kid. Them's the rules.
What's
Do
your
we have any
name?
fruit we need to buy?
What's your name, son?
John?
John?
Bad news.
Yeah.
Listen to me very carefully.
Okay.
Fruit will get you nowhere. But your fists will.
I mean, I guess you could open fruit with your fist, yes.
That's the spirit. I'm gonna
You just like
I'm
knock him.
I'm grabbing my monitor like I'm grabbing his shoulder.
The emergence is too great.
I'm gonna tell him,
Uh-huh.
may the grandfather guide you.
Uh-huh.
And if, again, no more fruits. Only
But
fists.
Oh, you can still eat a little bit of fruit, I think.
Good for you.
We're gonna walk. We're like, can we actually get some fruit?
You have fruit right now?
Uh-huh.
Hey, he's got fruit.
Oh.
All right.
Let's get some fruit.
It's over at my stand.
Oh,
All right, yeah.
well, the danger's over. I'm gonna pick him up by his by his like collar and be like, all right, let's go.
That way. He kind
Take
of
us to your fruit.
moves through. Yeah, lead you guys. I'll say like there's a fruit stand right here. By the way, want to shout out to Griffin, who's also an EXP. He made this map.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's
Golf
gonna be
clap,
your
golf clap,
map
golf
maker
clap.
for things like that. I'm gonna tell him the things we need, and then no context. And he's gonna make the map for you guys.
Nice.
He made this one, sent it over, and I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, takes you over here to this fruit stand area. It goes behind the thing. He's like, what do you need?
2 lemons, please.
Okay. In terms,
Right here.
yeah. Go ahead. These in this basket. Pick what you'd like.
Can we do a little sniff test situation? Get a good smelling one.
All right, no
Make
problem.
sure they got a good pressure. Not
You
too
get a
firm.
sniff, get the
Not too
good
soft.
pressure, and I'll say you get a couple of lemons. No problem. He's like, do you want a bag?
No thanks, I got one.
Okay. They just hand you
Don't
2
worry
lemons.
about the sword stuff. You can fight people with fruit too.
Fists.
You know, people
Hmm.
throw tomatoes at people they don't like sometimes.
That's true. If
They
you throw
do.
anything hard enough, they'll do some damage.
If you hit me with a tomato, though, I will be very upset with you, so do not do that.
Okay. Don't hit you with a tomato. Okay. Don't think that'll be too hard.
Thank you.
And he just kind of like is standing there behind the stall, just like you can tell he's like thinking about these words, and he's like, yeah. And he's like turns around and goes back to the stall.
Then
Right.
Can we go look at the? I'm gonna look at the jagged rock metal boys.
I
yeah,
would
he's
like
trying
look
to
at them as well.
investigate them.
Okay.
Sorry, we got distracted by lemons.
It's
the last
okay.
thing I need for the stew.
The stew's
Alright.
gonna be delicious.
Yeah, you go
Goodness.
over. There seem to be just kind of like the big guy is kind of like a mass of these rocks that are heavier, that seem to be kind of still stuck together. But then a lot of them have just kind of like crumbled off and are on the ground. Some pieces of metal seem to be stuck in different places, while the smaller ones have like the smaller masses, but then again more, crumbled rock and the occasional root or something it might have been attached to.
Can
Yeah.
I use my arcane presence to sense if there was any magic in them?
Sure. What does arcane presence do?
Arcane sense. I'm so sorry. It's
Sense.
arcane. It allows me to sense the presence of magical people and objects when I'm close to them.
Okay. Do you have to roll for anything, or it just kind of appears?
It doesn't say that I do. I think it's
Okay.
kind of like
Is there
know.
a distance on it or anything?
it says when I'm close to them.
Okay.
I can get in there. Look in his
I'll,
mouth.
5-6 inches, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll say we'll make it close distance, within 5 or 6 inches, and so just around you. Oh wow, that is big. That is a big circle.
Yeah.
All right. I'll say you sense many different presences of magic. I'll say also
So should I back up?
give me yeah, you feel Aurelia. You're kind of used to that one at this point. But I'll say give me a instinct roll. Or I'll say instinct or knowledge, whichever you like.
Instinct or what?
Knowledge.
Oh,
Up
what's
to you.
instinct? And it's going to be a 13 with fear.
Okay. So I take a fear. Thank you. But with a 13, you sense it kind of leaving the bodies of these creatures here that you guys have just attacked, all three of them. You also feel a little bit of a magic presence over here next to this jagged rock creature here, kind of around Døden, but not, I guess like Døden has his own kind of form of magical sort of presence, and it's not Døden. And then you also feel a tad bit of magic on this individual over here.
Oh, that.
He seems to be kind of just like on the ground in like a cloak, and like papers are scattered now, and he's kind of like pulling them together in a like annoyed sort of like it seemed like he either like tripped or was knocked over during the fight or something like that, and is gathering his things. As you look at that other individual down near Døden, who seems to be kind of like in awe, that long sort of caped individual with the big glasses, just kind of looking around, is now kind of like scooping up the rocks and trying to clean up the area a bit.
What's the vibe on that first magical guy, the annoyed looking one? Do we recognize him?
I'll say go ahead and give me a...
That's this one, right?
Yes, that
Oh.
skull one. So like the skull, the you know, the goblin, the mask, whatever, what looks like the dwarf or something. Those are all just like the NPC things I picked. It's not an actual like skull face or anything. Those are just the NPCs. I'll say to get the vibe on him, another instinct roll, please. See if you remember or recognize. Or actually, yeah, sure, go ahead.
15 with fear.
15. Okay. I'll say you definitely don't recognize this person. Seems to be just kind of a human individual with this like black cloak on. But you know, I'll say what kind of piques your interest is that there are tons of people here at this festival, many of them in cloaks. This guy just doesn't seem to have any associated symbol with any god or anything like that. You know, most of the others on their armor or their cloaks have a symbol of whatever god they follow, or what a company they're with, or something like that has a booth here. This one just seems to be a plain black cloak with this human figure, like long blonde hair pulled back into a ponytail that seems to just kind of have the hood still kind of up, covering the face as it's like pulling these papers in on the ground there. Like I said, you get like a feeling of like annoyance and hurried, you know, actions, trying to pick everything up. And you can, I'll say with the 15 as well, you see him trying to like push his way up, and notice that like his leg kind of seems like a sore spot, like something might have happened to like an ankle or something during that fight there. Yeah.
Hey there, you get injured by that big metal construct thing?
He kind of like he stops pulling the papers in really fast and slowly continues picking them up, and kind of half turns, not to like really look at you. He goes, "Yes, I did." He keeps
Seemed
going.
kind of sneaky.
Not being sneaky, this is a festival.
Okay, well
Just
you're
moving-
being sneaky at the festival. I don't like sneaky.
Well then, mind your own business if you don't like it. He keeps picking things up.
Oh,
Me?
hey,
Kind of works his way up to his feet and is like favoring the one leg over the other.
you gonna treat my friend that way?
gonna treat your friend like that if they push a giant monster in your way, cause you to trip and hurt your ankle.
I want
Gathering,
to kick him in the ankle.
organizing.
Like us for the giant monsters?
I'm standing on top of the corpse. Oh,
Can I kick him in his hurt ankle?
Ah,
What?
You
I
can
put my
certainly
hands above
try.
my eyes.
that's a war crime.
I guess, yeah, if you want to roll an attack.
Yeah. I rolled a 15 with hope.
Yeah. So take a hope, and yeah, I'll say that hits. It's just a like commoner.
Yeah. I don't have a kick attack specifically, so I feel like that's just a D4.
Yeah, there's but you
Just
hit
one.
him. Yeah,
Yeah.
enough. You hit him. You kick him in that hurt sort of ankle area, and he's like, ah,
You're
what the
being
hell?
a douche. And so if you're gonna be a douche, I'll be a douche right back. Apologize. I say with as much intimidation as I can in my little fairy body.
He goes, no, what? God, I just want to get out of here. And he keeps trudging down the street.
I think we should probably just let him go.
Yeah, I don't know if hitting him is a
Don't
great
mess with
idea.
my friends.
He was extremely rude.
He was rude.
He
I
was-
don't know if
standing
he
there.
deserves a kick or anything.
Well, maybe he just had a bad day. You know, people
Yeah.
have bad days.
People need to get
Let's
there.
just leave him there.
Was
Let him
he
go?
like as he's like leaving? He said he just wants to get out of here. Can I detect his lie? Can I detect if he's lying about that or not?
I
bullshit
forgot you had that.
detector.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot the bullshit detector.
All right. Oof. Okay. Is that instinct? Yeah.
Yes.
9 math. I'm good at math. Like, you can do math. 22. 23 with fear.
Thank you.
Sorry. 24 with fear with advantage.
Okay. 24 with fear. 24 with fear. You definitely sense that he does want to get just away from the situation. He's annoyed by it. He got hurt by it. But you almost get a sense that he's also late to something now. That it's not just that he wants to get away from here. He's on his way somewhere and needs to get there. And it doesn't really feel like he's going to a good
Any
place.
sigils from any gods from the festivals?
No, good question. Let me check one thing real quick.
Did we also get a little glimpse of his papers?
I'll say, you go ahead and give me a roll.
That's part of why I was like, we didn't get a glimpse. I was like, wait, do I need to
Mhm.
fly and stop this guy?
So yeah, I'll say, Morgan, give me an instinct to see if you can kind of perceive it as he's like scattering away. Evandris, I'll say you saw with him getting up and adjusting robe and all that stuff and adjusting papers. I'll say maybe like underneath the robe in a special like sash or something that he's wearing, you spot a sigil that I'll say you don't really recognize, but there's definitely a sigil on there, and it's not one of the ones that is present or really like a stall that you've seen or anything like that.
I got a 20 with hope for instinct.
Oh, all right. I'll say if you're looking specifically at the papers, you look and notice how much. Well, so you also have stolen many a book. You've long
Yes.
formed borrowed many a books from libraries.
I'm a little experienced at quick glances in long form literature.
Do you think Morgan would have had any interest in books about things like spells or general
Yeah,
arcana?
I think absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so I'll say from, thinking of back to those books that you would have snuck off the shelves or like said, hey, I'm gonna read this, and then you're 2 continents away. you recognize maybe not some of these symbols exactly that are on these papers, but they're written in a way that makes you think it's some sort of spell or steps within Arcana to accomplish something. Like he's got steps for a spell that you don't recognize.
More like a ritual, like
Yes, like a ritual's casting
Okay.
of something.
I'm gonna cast. I think Evandris like kind of squinting as he's like talking to you. He's like, nah. And I'm gonna like take a glance at Morgan. And like with like a, should I?
oh yeah.
I'm gonna fly in front of him, like land with like some weight and extend my like golden ethereal wings out as far as possible and be like, hold up,
Kind of stops.
where are you
for
in such a
sec.
hurry to?
He kind of like is surprised for a second and then takes a step closer to you, gets right in your face, and says, "Leave me alone. I hope you and all of your friends feel the heated hands of the original six come down on you." And
You wanna
steps
feel
to the
some heat?
side.
I'm gonna open my mouth and like hold my breath weapon, like gold radiant fire, and like threaten him with
Okay.
literal heat.
All right. So we'll do what would contested present rolls? Do you want to do that as you're both kind of
Your call.
trying to intimidate? All right. So we'll both do I'll do the DM D20, I guess,
Okay.
because there's nothing else, I guess. Or yeah. Okay. So contested presence rolls. So we'll roll and you add your presence. And let's see. All right.
17 with I think, can I burn a hope for the I didn't hear no bell because I'm like not backing down
Sure. I'll
On
say,
this.
yeah.
on my didn't hear no bell experience.
Yeah, so you get
oh.
+2.
Bring it to a 19 with fear.
A 19. All right. I rolled a 1.
Still
So
worth the experience.
as you're roiling, sort of that breath weapon kind of builds, and you see this guy like right in front of your face. Suddenly, you start to see this fear get on his face, and a little like kind of sweat down his side of his face. As it almost roils. So, what does it really look like as you get to this like peak of your intimidation to really make him back down?
Yeah, like my arms have been folded, but my wings are like completely outstretched. And as I say, you want to see some real heat? Like open my mouth wide, and you just sees like it's fire, but it's like golden imbued fire, and it's just like kind of circling and roiling. It fills up the whole space. He's like starting to escape out of some of Evandris' teeth before he snaps it shut in his face.
And with that snap, he kind of falls to the ground again, and a couple papers scatter, and he quickly kind of picks them up. And I'll say,
With papers.
"Do you want to try to look again, or
I
wait?
would
What
like
did you
to
say?"
grab them out of his hand.
Relinquish.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a finesse roll then. And I'll say, roll it. I'm going to use a fear to make you roll it with disadvantage.
That's not very nice. What does that do? I just roll a d6.
So roll a d6 and subtract that number.
Ah! I don't like that. It's a 9.
A 9, okay. I'll say as you go to reach for it, your body almost kind of seizes up for a second, causing you to pause long enough for him to scramble and grab those extra couple pages, get up, and you kind of see him start to want to run around. But at the same time, Evandris, you kind of feel that static, kind of that you've been feeling when you try to connect with your deity, kind of crackle through, even though you're not concentrating. And you hear that same voice go, You don't want to mess with that.
Who said that?
As you unseize yourself, as he kind of gets up and darts around and runs part of the ways down the rest of the pathway. And we'll cause the pause right here for now. So we'll take a break real quick. And for the viewers, that's the end of this episode. So thank you guys for watching this one. Yeah, I don't think we have anything else we just played, so I don't have any other announcements or anything. So thank you viewers for watching. We're gonna go take a quick break, and then you guys can go see this next session. And what is it, like next week or a couple of weeks, whenever we're gonna release it?
Are we releasing it the day of?
So we're not releasing them together. We have specific days for each one.
Sorry guys,
you gotta wait a
Are we
bit.
releasing the first 6 episodes at the same time?
This would be the third of your guys' group. So we would pause here for them, and then they have to wait a week. So you guys just have to wait a couple minutes.
Hey.
But then we have to wait. If it makes you feel better, we have to wait 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks for the next session after this. All right. So thanks you guys for watching. We'll do probably an end cut or whatever, and then move on to that. So thanks again, guys. Outro.